Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
It is not Saturday, but that still does not change the fact that we're live! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the greatest fucking show on earth! Streaming live on 5 platforms, that's right, 5 different accounts, specifically because of the fact that the Hardcore Sports Twitter is going through a little bit of a glitch. I don't know what the problem is. Something's up, but I'm having the top executives over at Hardcore Sports fix it up. So I'm hoping we should get that back to normal sooner rather than later. But nevertheless, welcome back to the greatest fucking show on earth. Streaming live on 4 different platforms, 6 different accounts. It's 5 different accounts this week. Streaming live on a very special Thursday. That is right, Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. We are turning up on a Thursday, even though it should be Saturday. But I got family stuff going down considering that Saturday is Christmas Eve, and then we got Christmas Day on Sunday. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best giant Twitter handle, Oh, shit. Do you smell that? You know what that is? That right there is the smell of pure fucking excellence. Wait for it. Wait for it. To mankind, baby! This is the official Lightning Flash update, as I said, for Thursday, December 22nd, 2022, the second to last Lightning Flash update of the year. Take a look at that. Mitch! Oh, Mitchell. Coming in clutch, as per usual, reminding everyone why I am the absolute best in the business. I'm telling you. I just get better and better with every passing week. And I'm feeling festive. I got the Santa hat. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Because DJ Storms is coming to town. Deep in the suburbs of New Jersey lives good old DJ Stormzy. Streaming on YouTube, ready to scoff. Living to piss everybody off. DJ Storms, who wouldn't go? DJ Storms, who wouldn't go? Deep in the suburbs, DJ Storms. Streaming on YouTube is old Stormzy. Love it. We have some good material to talk about. And for those of you that are wondering why am I doing this on a Thursday, again, I got family stuff going on over the weekend, considering it is the Christmas weekend. So I wanted to get something in for the week. And of course, next weekend, the Lightning Flash update is back on its normal Saturday time because I got me a very special New Year's Eve edition of the Lightning Flash update going down where I will do a top 10 list. That's right. I will be doing a top 10 list of pro wrestling matches in 2022, specifically across WWE and across AEW. So we got plenty of good material inside and outside of the pro wrestling realm coming in 2023 as well. I got some good extra vlog content. We're going to be doing a lot more ISPW vlogs, potentially a little bit, I may dabble a little bit in the music video, get my Hollywood editing skills going. I might do some music video edits. We'll see what comes up. But regardless, we got a big year ahead of us. But I would like to take some time and thank everyone for all the support throughout the year in 2022. This year, one of the best years, if not the best year, of the DJ Storms brand, period, especially with my partnership with Hardcore Sports, the overwhelming support that I've gotten from so many individuals, and I've sent out wristbands to all of the fans that I talk to. So Hula Grim, you should have your wristband as well. I sent out my wristband to my friend Jess from Colorado as well. Lisa as well. We may not see her because she's apparently preparing for a blizzard that's going down during the Christmas weekend. So thoughts and prayers go out to her. I hope that she is safe throughout the course of the weekend. But she did get the wristband, and wear with pride. Wear with pride, hot stuff. Because let me tell you something. When you get the wristband, it means you are an official member of the DJ Storms Posse. There ain't no fucking turning back now. But we got plenty of material to get into. Move this hat for now. Holy shit. Holy shit. My hair is getting all out of sorts already. But regardless, people, if you guys haven't already done so, please make sure that you follow me on social media at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, both on Twitter and Instagram. Please make sure that you add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Like the official DJ Storms business page. I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook. That is, all those links are in the description. And get this. If you guys missed the original DJ Storms Christmas song from this past Monday, it was Hark, the Posse members sing Glory to DJ the King. The Herald Angels took a vacation, so the Posse took over. And my oh my, was it an absolute fucking banger. You're going to want to check that out if you missed it. The link is, of course, in the description. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, please like the stream, no matter where you're watching it from, whether you're watching it on my Twitter, whether you're watching it on the Facebook page, whether you're watching it on the Hardcore Sports Twitch, or my channel, or the Hardcore Sports channel. Share it out on all platforms, social media, including Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever social media platforms that you may be using. Send it to your friends, your family, your acquaintances, your coworkers, your affiliates. Please get as many people in here as possible because we want to make the holiday edition of the LFU as special as we possibly can make it. So please share it out. Get as many people in here as humanly possible. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, when you hit the subscribe button, if you're watching on YouTube, you smash it. Smash that shit, because I am the head of the table in the IWC. Smash that shit and hit that notifications bell, baby. Hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace, because that way you're going to know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. You know why? Because it's the only time you're going to get to see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful, succulent, scintillating mustache right here. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Are you ready? Are you ready for the magic comb? On the 5th day of Christmas, the Posse gave to me 5 magic combs. And I lit it up with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's soup, just like holiday baked goods, holiday cookies, holiday brownies, holiday cake with a shit ton of fucking frosting. Buttercream frosting, that is, because whipped cream frosting absolutely sucks horse cock. You need the buttercream frosting. Whipped cream frosting is a baking sin. When it comes to cupcakes or cake or anything frosting related, it is buttercream. It is Betty Crocker buttercream frosting all day, every day, okay? Because that shit is so good. Everybody wants a piece of StormsMeister. I mean, like, let me tell you something, Hooligan. I don't need no fucking caffeine. I don't need to snort any lines that TK is supposedly snorting. This is all natural energy. It's a light switch. I just turn that shit on like it's nothing. Anyway. We're going to get straight into the news, rumors, and reports. Just a few news, rumors, and reports. And only 2 shows. Only 2 shows for the review. Mainly because of the fact that, again, can't really do 2 shows or more than 2 shows because, again, no one really watches NXT. Although I will say this. NXT was a fairly decent show. Not the best by any means. NXT still needs a lot of fucking work, but we got a lot of decent wrestling on NXT this past Tuesday. I will give them a little credit. New Day brought Briggs and Jensen to the best matchup of their career thus far. We had an excellent match, a pay-per-view level match with Axiom and Carmelo Hayes. Even the women brought it. So I gotta give Shawn Michaels just a little bit of credit. For 1 week, NXT was actually watchable. Now, can they keep it up going in the next week? I don't think so. The best part about NXT isn't even an active pro wrestler. The best thing about NXT is Booker T. He may be a fucking idiot as a podcaster, but the guy's fucking entertaining as shit on the microphone, on commentary. Outside of that, NXT is a waste of time. But this week was actually fairly okay. I will give them just a little bit of credit. I'm a fair guy. Maybe I'm fair. Maybe I'm just in a generous mood because it's the holiday season. I don't know. But news, rumors, and reports. Let's start off with my good friend Goldberg, or as I famously call him, Cocaine Beardberg. I don't know what's whiter. I don't know if it's the snorts that Matt Riddle is doing with his adult porn star girlfriend too soon, or if it's Bill Goldberg's beard. I don't know what's whiter. I mean, I have a theory of what's whiter. I mean, your mother got something white last night, but I'll refrain from that. Goldberg. According to Sean Ross Sapp, he reported behind Fightful Select's paywall that Goldberg's current WWE deal is coming up. From what Sean specifically has heard, a new deal has not been signed, and he could end up going into 2023 as a free agent. Okay, good. Goodbye. I hope that I never see you again. Bill Goldberg legitimately has no value whatsoever in the realm of pro wrestling. The only way that Bill Goldberg could possibly have any fucking value is if they bring him back to be a manager for someone. And at the end of the day, who the fuck is he going to fit with? There's literally no one that he's going to fit with. And when you look at Goldberg, you never look at a manager, you look at a wrestler. So at the end of the day, Bill Goldberg's value in WWE is absolutely zero. Zero. No matter how you want to look at it, no matter how you want to spin it, I hope to God that Goldberg is not resigning. Now, he's not going to go to AEW. He is not going to go to Impact. He's not going anywhere. He is simply going to be used, I guarantee you, for appearances on the bump, which no one watches, or he'll probably be used for WrestleMania weekend. They'll probably bring him back. Maybe they'll have him host WrestleMania once or twice. But at the end of the fucking day, no one's going to give a shit about Goldberg. At the end of the day, Goldberg is worthless. He's worthless. The best matchups that he's had were his matchup at WrestleMania 33 with Brock Lesnar and his initial matchup with Bobby Lashley at Crown Jewel. That was the last decent Goldberg match that I can honestly remember. Outside of that, everything else has been a complete fucking waste of time. Waste of time. So Goldberg is not re-signing with the WWE. Good. 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 Goodbye. Never to be seen again. You will not be missed, Cocaine Beardberg. And that's one less thing I have to worry about. Now, if only Charlotte Flair will follow in his footsteps and she won't resign with the company, so that way I don't have to deal with her. You know she's coming back. I actually don't have anything on Charlotte Flair. I thought that I would have had something on Charlotte Flair, but apparently Charlotte Flair has actually been keeping things pretty secretive. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if it's mental health. I'm not sure if it's physical health. I don't know what's going on. She seems okay. She seems happy with Andrade based on their Instagram photos. So I don't know what's going on. I have one former WWE superstar that teased a return. Now, I'm not sure if we can count this as a tease, but I'm not really too worried about it as others are. I'm not. But Eva Marie, she was in the news. It didn't really blow up as people made it out to be. Eva Marie recently teased, if you even want to call it that, a WWE return after Sean Ross Sapp tweeted out, and I quote, "I don't think we're done with WWE returns." He tweeted this out almost immediately before Bronson Reed came out on Monday Night Raw this past Monday and cost Dexter Lumis his ladder match against The Miz. He tweeted out, "I don't think we're done with WWE returns," and Eva Marie happened to like the tweet, which sent the entire IWC into an uproar. I'm not really too concerned about it as others are, simply because of the fact that I do believe in my heart of hearts that, listen, Triple H has made some bad decisions. He's made some bad decisions here and there throughout the course of his run as the creative writer. But, I mean, listen, he's done some stupid things. But, I mean, come on, you can't think he's that fucking stupid. You can't think he's that fucking stupid to have some thoughts, even 1 second of a thought in bringing Eva Marie back to the company. Come on. Now, I don't know. Maybe crazier things have happened, but I'm not really as worried about it as other people are. And if she's back, I guarantee you she's merely going to be a manager for somebody else. Merely. Earl Cole is also in the chat. Shout out to Earl. Earl is fantastic. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday week, Mr. Earl Cole. Moving on here from the Eva Marie report, Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose, she was the major, and I mean major topic of discussion over the course of the last week, ever since her firing. According to her agent, it was said that Mandy Rose had accumulated a total of $500,000 before her WWE release on December 14th of last week. And based on everything, she could end up being a millionaire by the end of the year. Mandy Rose, for those of you who are not aware, Mandy Rose was fired over explicit adult photos that she posted on her fan page, which the company had been aware of. She dropped the NXT Women's Championship to Roxanne Perez on December 13th on NXT TV, ending her reign at 413 days before being released the very next day. Now, it's pretty fucking insane. It's pretty fucking insane in more ways than one. It's insane that to even think that Mandy Rose was getting paid more from this than she was from her WWE contract. It's even more insane to think that there are so many people that are that fucking desperate in this world to see Mandy Rose butt-ass naked that they would go to the lengths of paying for it. That, I mean, to me, listen, I respect how Mandy Rose does business, and I think that, hey, look, if you can make money off of it, then do it. But I mean, these suckers that actually do that, I mean, they are some lonely fucks. They really are. You know how many OnlyFans I'm subscribed to? 0. Absolutely 0. I got priorities. I got fucking bills to pay. I got important shit to worry about. I am sub to 0 OnlyFans. 0 porn subscriptions. 0. None of that shit. Because I have priorities. The people that sign up to Mandy Rose's fan site, they don't have priorities. They just want to waste their money on porn, softcore porn, for lack of a better term, so they could jerk off at 3 a.m. in the morning. Welcome to the world of 2022 going into 2023. It's pretty fucking crazy to even think about. And I'm going to stick to my guns when I said that they really jumped the gun on Mandy Rose. They really did. And listen, regardless of how much money she made, I am still not convinced, as some people are, that Mandy Rose got up and quit. And she chose this over pro wrestling just because of how much money that she's making. We don't know if this is really going to be the line of work that she's going to want to put forth for the rest of her life. Especially considering how good she got in NXT. I said the same thing on the last show. How good she got in NXT and how she reinvented herself, how she got better on the mic, better in the ring, a better overall presentation, and she made herself into a solid act that could have been in some solid feuds on the main roster. She wasn't going to be a world champion. She wasn't going to be main eventing WrestleManias and winning Royal Rumbles, but she would have had some solid programs on Raw and SmackDown. And it's very hard for me to believe that she would throw all that away for soft-core pornography. Really. Now, based on everything that happened with the fan site, I'm not really sure. Again, I'm going to say the same thing. I really don't know why WWE just went immediately for the kill blow. I don't know why they went immediately for the headshot and they didn't give her a warning shot. It would have been much more effective. And there are some people that are still saying the same exact thing, that Mandy Rose was treated unfairly. I'm not really sure why WWE really jumped the gun on that, but I mean, if anything, Mandy Rose is going to end up throwing everything back in WWE's faces. I guarantee you Mandy Rose could very well be a millionaire by the start of 2023. And if that's the case, I mean, holy shit, good for her. I want to be a fucking millionaire. I wouldn't sell myself like that, but I mean, I want to be a fucking millionaire. Mandy Rose got to being a millionaire, and she did it all on her own. She didn't need any help. Hey, good for her. Good for her. It's crazy. It's crazy. This year has probably been the craziest year out of any pro wrestling year since the Attitude Era. Not even fucking joking. Cody Rhodes. I got some reports on WWE's potential plans for Cody Rhodes when he comes back. According to Dave Meltzer, Cody Rhodes is slated to come back very soon, and there are already plans in place for him. The current plan is for Cody Rhodes to continue his feud with Seth Rollins upon his return from injury. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Unless it's for the world title, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't understand why this is the plan for Cody Rhodes when he comes back. We just got done with 3 matches with Seth Rollins, 3 of which can be considered 3 of the best matches that WWE has had all year. 1 at WrestleMania, 1 at WrestleMania Backlash, and then 1 inside Hell in a Cell. And all 3 of those matches were excellent matches all around. Probably one of the best trilogies. I would probably say I'd probably put it up there this year as, I don't know, maybe the 3rd or 4th best trilogy of matches that we've seen this year. Because we've seen a couple of trilogies this year, most notably FTR and the Briscoes, most notably. And then we had the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. You got Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I would probably put that trilogy at number 3 between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. But at the end of the day, why do we need to relive that? Now, granted, if Rollins won the World Championship and Cody won the Rumble, that would make a little bit more sense. But Rollins is not fighting Roman Reigns at the Rumble. Kevin Owens is the guy that they're pushing to fight Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble this year, so Roman can get through the Rumble. Then he'll probably fight Sami at the Elimination Chamber, according to the plans. Then we'll probably get either The Rock, Cody, or both at WrestleMania for Roman Reigns. Rollins is nowhere near the World Championship title scene right now. Why exactly are we going backwards? We need to move forwards. We need to move into a scenario where Cody Rhodes finally puts away Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes goes forth and fights Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. I really don't understand what's so hard about simply having Cody Rhodes go into the Rumble, win the Rumble, fight Roman at WrestleMania, and beat Roman Reigns. You can still do the match with Dwayne. Dwayne Johnson is Dwayne Johnson. If you want to do this match, all you need to do is have The Rock show up somewhere between the Rumble and the Elimination Chamber and begin the feud with Roman and start building towards the match on night 1. Roman can beat The Rock, Rock can retire, Roman gets his crowning achievement over The Rock, and then Roman drops the title the next night to Cody Rhodes after Cody wins the Rumble in January. It is not that fucking hard. You know what needs to happen? We need to either have Cody Rhodes and Rollins start the Rumble and end the Rumble, like some people have been pitching, specifically JD from New York, so shout out to him. I have to give him credit because he's pitched that. I don't think I've seen anyone else pitch that, number 1. Or they could have Rollins go all the way, and then Cody can return at number 30. They could do that. Either way, Cody must win the Rumble. If anyone but Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, it is a complete waste of fucking time. I do not want to wait till SummerSlam. I don't want anything but Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble. We do not need Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. If this was going to be the case and Rollins and Cody were going to feud again, then Drew McIntyre should have beaten Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle to win the WWE Undisputed Universal title. Then Drew could have held the title till the Royal Rumble. Rollins could have beat Drew, and then Cody could have won the Rumble, and then everything would have came full circle with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins main eventing WrestleMania Night 2 for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship with Cody Rhodes beating Rollins in the main event to win the fucking title. Simple. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. We do not need that. We don't. If anything, the best route for Rollins to go at WrestleMania is a match with Johnny Gargano. Rollins and Gargano, that is a world championship match any day of the week. Any day of the week. Rollins and Gargano is the best possible matchup for both of those men at WrestleMania. That is a match of the year candidate if I've ever fucking seen one. That's the match they need to go with. Book it. Sasha Banks, man. Sasha Banks has really sent shockwaves throughout the wrestling world this year, and she's continuing to do so. Apparently, according to PW Insider, Sasha Banks arrived in Japan for Wrestle Kingdom this past Wednesday. Wrestle Kingdom, of course, is taking place on January 4th, 2023. And Sasha Banks is currently there as we speak. Man. If this is true, I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the most historic making moments. This is going to be beyond fucking historic. Not only for women's wrestling, but pro wrestling in general. Someone of Sasha Banks' stature and the reputation and the name that she's built, going to New Japan and fighting Kairi for the IWGP Women's World Championship. And then potentially, if she does, because there's a chance, potentially being Soraya's partner at the Forum on January 11th, because they're really building that up to be a big fucking show. I'm telling you, it is going to be very interesting to see how everything plays out. And I'm very, very excited. 2023, this is probably the most excited I think I've ever been for pro wrestling this year. We have a lot of good stuff to look forward to in 2023. With WrestleMania season, with the Rumble, we got another Battle of the Belts coming up. Battle of the Belts 5 is going to take place on January 7th. Then you got NXT, and we're going to see where they go in 2023. WrestleMania, Revolution. Telling you, 2023 could very well be a game-changing year for the pro wrestling industry as a whole. A lot of good material. And Sasha Banks, she's just one of those things. Ringside News. I get a good report from Ringside News. Ringside News gave us an update on what is going on as far as Triple H's recent reports about him being underwhelmed. Now, a few weeks ago, it was WrestleVotes that reported that. They sent out a tweet stating that Triple H has been disappointed and underwhelmed with certain returning WWE stars to the company over the course of the last couple of months. Steve Carrier and Ringside News reported that this is not true because, if anything, Triple H would never put it out there that he was underwhelmed if that's how he really felt. Now, could he still be underwhelmed? Yes. And I can understand why. But at the end of the day, the reason why certain superstars have been underwhelming has been also on Triple H himself. It's not just on the superstars. The superstars are one thing, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to how they are booked. And I know for an absolute fucking fact, that certain stars have not been booked like they should be booked. Specifically, Hit Row, specifically Damage Control. I think you maybe if you want to add Karrion Kross to the list, I mean, I guess you could, but Karrion Kross, I don't really understand how you can judge Karrion Kross after Vince tried to kill his career, and he's pretty much fighting an uphill battle trying to erase the memory of that horrible first main roster run that he had when he was dressing up like a medieval hatchet man. He looked like he belonged at medieval times, eating mutton. Seriously. It's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, a good portion of the blame for them being underwhelming is because of Triple H. But if Steve Carrier and Ringside News saying that this is not true, I mean, they've been right on a lot of reports. No matter what you think of them, and I think Steve Carrier can be a fucking retard at times. I think Ringside News they're fucking annoying with their fucking shit posting. I fucking hate shit posting. I fucking hate social media shit posting. I hate intentional trolling on social media. It shows me that people are trying way too hard to be funny when they're not fucking funny, and they're just fucking juvenile and childish. Be fucking serious. Be fucking serious here. Me, when it comes to wrestling, I'm serious. I'm genuine, and I'm real. I don't shit post and I don't troll. Shit posting is a fucking cancerous tactic when it comes to social media. I fucking hate shit posters. I hate them all. Now, as far as the report goes, though, no matter what you think of them, they're very good with their reports. So at the end of the day, if they say this, I'm going to have to take their word for it, because Triple H, it doesn't really sound very Triple H-esque that he would put it out there. Triple H has really kept a lot of things reserved when it comes to his feelings on certain superstars, if they are indeed negative feelings. He's not going to put it out there to start drama, kind of like Vince McMahon did. Vince McMahon's thoughts were always out there. We'll see what happens, but it's something to keep our eyes on, that's for sure. I'll tell you what else is worth keeping our eyes on. Miro. Now, Miro has been absent on AEW TV for quite some time now. Miro's been absent on AEW TV for quite some time now, and his last match was at All Out 2022 when he, Darby Allin, and Sting teamed up to successfully defeat the House of Black in a trios match. Since then, he has been off of TV. Dave Meltzer gave a recent report on Miro saying that Miro refused to lose. Now, Dave Meltzer reported that Tony Khan had plans for Miro to show up at AEW Full Gear 2022. However, Miro declined the creative plans. He also adds that Miro may have had heat after CJ Perry, his wife, aka Lana, said everyone eventually goes back to WWE in an interview. Now, it was really unspecified as to what these creative plans were, but if I'm a betting man and I have a pretty good idea when it comes to certain types of creative plans and certain types of creative directions, I'd be a betting man and probably win if I was to say that Miro was probably going to be Wardlow's opponent at Full Gear. Miro was probably going to be Wardlow's opponent at Full Gear because the build with Powerhouse Hobbs only lasted a few weeks. If anything, I guarantee it was supposed to be Miro versus Joe versus Wardlow, with Miro potentially taking the pin and Wardlow retaining the TNT Championship. I guarantee it was probably going to be Miro that was going to be a part of that TNT Championship match, and Wardlow was probably going to win by beating Miro. And then Hobbs came in, then Joe got involved, and seeing how hot Joe was, Tony Khan figured, hey, let's just give the championship to Samoa Joe, which they did. On top of that, Lana has got some fucking mouth on her. And no, I'm not talking about what she does with her mouth in the bedroom with Miro. I'm talking about the fact that she has a pretty big mouth in terms of, speaking her mind. Listen, there's nothing wrong with speaking your mind, but at the end of the fucking day, you have to be very, very wary in this world. When it comes to people that you work for, or if someone that you love dearly, your significant other or a best friend, is working for a company like AEW, or let's just take for example, like a lawyer, like an accountant company, something like that, a medical company. If you openly say derogatory things about one company or the individual that owns the company, and that individual has one of your best friends or your spouse or one of your siblings or a parent signed, sealed, and delivered to a contract for the company, and you say something derogatory about the company, and you mention them, there's a good fucking chance that you very well might get them in some deep shit. And that's exactly what CJ Perry did here. CJ Perry, she said some dumb fucking shit. I really don't want to, be very stereotypical. I know I call a lot of people, dumb and retarded and stupid, and I say they're dumb bitches and they're idiots and they're retarded cunts. But I mean, holy shit, CJ Perry may legitimately be a fucking idiot. Did she honestly think that Miro was not going to get punished if she said something like that? With Tony Khan not granting releases, he can keep Miro off of TV as long as possible. Maybe that's why Miro is off of TV, combined with the fact that he didn't do the job. Now, I understand you not wanting to go forth with creative plans, but I mean, who's to say that something couldn't have come up from that? Listen, I understand TK is not perfect, but TK, if anything, at least TK makes a fucking effort. TK is not Vince McMahon. He's not just going to keep you off of TV just because he doesn't like you. He could have absolutely built something off of what happened with Miro at Full Gear. Could have absolutely built something off of Miro and Joe or Miro and Wardlow. Listen, at the end of the day, Miro didn't want to take a loss. I don't really know why he's getting all pissy because he was going to take a loss. At the end of the fucking day, no one is impervious to losses. Everyone takes a loss, and everyone has to do a job. Meltzer even went so far as to say that some superstars that were ex-WWE guys, they've been very, very leery about taking losses. I really don't understand what's going on with these fucking egos. Listen, just because you're an established star doesn't mean that you're impervious to taking a pinfall or submission loss. If your boss tells you to do a job, you fucking do a job. There's a lot of things at my office that I don't want to do, but let me tell you something. When my fucking boss tells me, hey, Dominic, can you work on this spreadsheet? Hey, Dominic, can you handle this invoice? You best fucking believe I'm going to say, yes, sir, I will handle that shit because I know I'm getting fucking paid at the end of the day. At the end of the day, one loss ain't going to fucking kill you. Now, if it was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if it was X amount of losses in a row where he was losing credibility, then I would understand. But if you're just talking about one fucking loss, I mean, holy shit, it really sounds like Miro is being a little bit of a fucking whiner. Sounds like Miro he's got a little bit of a God complex going on there. I really don't understand what the deal is. I'm telling you, nothing could be worse. Nothing. I don't care what the fuck anyone says. Absolutely nothing is worse than what Vince McMahon had Miro doing before he inevitably got fired in April of 2020. Nothing is fucking worse than that cuckold storyline with Miro, Lana, and Bobby Lashley. Nothing. Nothing's worse than that. Come on. I have to be a fucking idiot if you're telling me that shit was actually good TV, that shit was better than what's going on with Miro right now. Come on. Miro was better off TV than even on TV in that cuckold storyline. It's unbelievable. But that's going on. That's going on with Miro, and for those of you wondering on Miro, apparently he's in some shit. He's in some deep shit because of his wife and his ego. We're going to end the news, rumors, and reports section before we get into the 2 weekly show reviews for this week. We got a report from WrestlingNews.co about a Hell in a Cell match. A Hell in a Cell match had been rumored a few weeks ago for the 2023 Royal Rumble event in San Antonio. Now, originally, the participants were not confirmed, and people were throwing speculations around. Specifically, many people speculated that it could very well have been Roman Reigns defending the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Kevin Owens inside the Sinister Structure. That, however, may not be the case, because it looks like, as of right now, internally, Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor is set to take place at the 2023 Royal Rumble inside the Hell in a Cell structure. Now, my first thoughts on this, I got no problem with this at all, because this not only makes sense, not only is this a match warranted of Hell in a Cell, but this makes the Royal Rumble 2023 that much better. The Royal Rumble 2023, that, I'm telling you, that could very well be Triple H's best production to date. I mean, you got the Women's Rumble, you got the Men's Rumble, you got Reigns and Owens, you got Edge and Balor inside Hell in a Cell, you got a potential Braun Strowman versus Gunther match for the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, that's a solid fucking lineup for the very first pay-per-view of the year. I have no issue with that, and I am very much looking forward to seeing what goes down at the Rumble. This match only makes the Rumble better. My only concern is what happens with these two going into WrestleMania. What happens with these two going into WrestleMania? Well, There's a couple of options. But if this Hell in a Cell match is taking place at the Rumble, Edge's best opponent would be John Cena. Things would come full circle. Plus, Edge is one of John Cena's greatest rivalries. What do you do with Finn Balor? What do you do with Finn Balor? Well, if anything, with Finn Balor, the best option would probably be doing a trios match with the Hurt Business. If you noticed, MVP went up to Adam Pearce this past Monday on Raw, and he was about to ask him something about Bobby Lashley. Could MVP potentially be getting the Hurt Business back together? If anything, that is a great role for all 6 of those men going into WrestleMania. Because if Rollins is fighting Gargano, Cody's going to fight Roman, and everyone else is pretty much going to be tied up. Edge is fighting Finn Balor, whereas Edge is fighting John Cena. Hurt Business and the Judgment Day, that would probably be the best option for both trios. It's a very, very interesting scenario to think about, but if anything, for sure, I would at least entertain the idea of the Hurt Business and the Judgment Day going at it in a trios match. Now, that would probably eliminate Dominic versus Rey at WrestleMania, which is a storyline that they've been building to for quite some time now. Or if you want to, you could just do Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor straight up. I mean, you don't necessarily need the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business could potentially come in after WrestleMania. That could come in after WrestleMania, and you could build that up as a storyline extending a couple of months. You can get some decent mileage out of the Hurt Business and the Judgment Day. Priest and Shelton Benjamin and Dominic Mysterio and Cedric, or Cedric and Shelton versus Priest and Balor, Balor and Lashley, Balor and Cedric. Lot of nice mix and matches right there. So I would actually love to see something along those lines. We'll have to wait and see. Or maybe Balor fights John Cena. Who knows? Maybe Balor fights John Cena. Maybe we see something different for Edge. Maybe we see Edge fight someone that we've never seen before. Maybe we see Edge fight Johnny Gargano. I don't know. It's a lot of moving parts. Or maybe Balor fights Riddle. I'd have to imagine that based on the photo that Matt Riddle posted, it seems as though he's been doing a little bit happier, a little bit healthier. It seems like his road to rehab is on the right track. So if Matt Riddle is healthy, I mean, Matt Riddle and Finn Balor, they had a great series of matches over the course of the last couple of years. They had one at NXT TakeOver War Games 2019. They had one at Monday Night Raw a couple months back. So Edge and John Cena, and then Finn Balor and Matt Riddle, that's a nice 1-2 punch for Monday Night Raw on the undercard on WrestleMania. We'll have to wait and see. But Edge and Finn Balor, Hell in a Cell match, apparently taking place at the Royal Rumble, and I'm looking forward to that, that's for sure. I hope you guys have had a good time thus far on this special festive holiday version of the LFU. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but DJ is so delightful. And that's for sure. That is for sure. Let us move into the weekly show reviews. We're going to talk about 2 shows, Raw, and then the AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash. 2 very good shows, actually. Monday Night Raw was stern. It was straightforward. It was focused. We had a lot of great in-ring action. We had a lot of storyline progression. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So, Monday Night Raw, we started off with a Roman Reigns promo package. He was not physically there. We had a pre-recorded video package with him and Paul Heyman, the wise man, Paul Heyman. And he talked about going into the tag team match with Cena, Owens, and the honorary Uce, Sami Zayn. He says that we're going to torture everyone until the audience acknowledges the bloodline. And then they cut to a bloodline beatdown on Mustafa Ali before Solo Sikoa delivered a Samoan spike to him. And that was a running thing throughout the show where the Bloodline was pretty much taking Monday Night Raw hostage. Everyone from Rollins and Owens, Elias, poor production crew members, the OC as well. A lot of good shit. So the Judgment Day, they fought the Street Profits to kick off Monday Night Raw. Decent little tag team match right here. Nothing more than a match to get these two teams on TV. Dominic came out wearing sunglasses, selling the attack with the poison mist from Asuka. During the match, the Bloodline was shown backstage, attacking Andre Chase, who was up there from NXT for main event, and Elias. Sammy was funny as fuck. Sammy was funny as fuck in this entire ordeal. Jay gave Elias's guitar to Solo, and he said, "It's time for a solo." And Solo just bashed the guitar over Elias's back. Funny as shit. Priest, back in the ring, ran wild. He pounced Montez Ford over the top. Coming back from commercial, Dawkins, he got the hot tag with a leaping back elbow, spinning stinger splash. Priest came in with the South of Heaven chokeslam. Ford, beautiful frog splash from the heavens. All of a sudden, Balor was caught with an enziguri by Ford. We had a sling blade by Balor. All of a sudden, Tozawa threw whatever liquid was in this Solo cup, whether it was vodka, whether it was Gatorade, soda, whatever it was, threw it in Dominic's eyes, selling the eyes. Ford rolled up Balor for the win. Street Profits get the win. So it seems like the Street Profits and the Judgment Day are going to be feuding for the time being. All of a sudden, Rhea Ripley then went up to Tozawa and hit him in the face and challenged him to meet her in the ring. And we actually got an intergender match between Akira Tozawa and Rhea Ripley, and these two actually made the most of what they were given here. It was a sense of unpredictability, and Rhea Ripley showing everyone why she may be the best overall act on Monday Night Raw. She may be the best overall act on Monday Night Raw. It reminded me of what China used to do. And Rhea Ripley has absolutely knocked it out of the park with this role. I'd actually say that this Rhea Ripley is better than what NXT Rhea Ripley did when she beat Shayna Baszler. Really. I prefer this Rhea Ripley. So Rhea was just toying with Tozawa. She delivered a beautiful vertical suplex. Tozawa then with a Hurricane Rana. Balor then tripped up Tozawa behind the referee's back. Street Profits with double tope con heroes on Priest and Balor. Rhea was sent into the post. Tozawa then with a diving senton, but he missed. Ripley with the Riptide, and Rhea Ripley beat Akira Tozawa 1, 2, 3. I'm loving it. I'm loving what Rhea Ripley's doing. If she does not win the Royal Rumble, I don't care what anyone says. If she does not win the Royal Rumble, you may as well not even have a women's title match on WrestleMania season. Don't even fucking bother. It's Rhea Ripley or bust. Rhea and Cody or bust. Plain and simple. We move on from that to the OC. This is Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. They took on the Alpha Academy. Anderson and Gable, they had a very nice back and forth. The crowd was chanting, "We want Otis." So Otis was getting some nice love. Crowd popped when Otis tagged in. Gallows with a flying shoulder tackle. Gable was tossed onto Otis over the top rope. Coming back from commercial, Gable was in control of Anderson. We had an ankle lock by Gable. Tagged Gallows. He lit up Gable with a big boot. Back body drop. Otis tagged in. Hit a very nice discus lariat. I like Otis's discus lariat. It's Otis and Brian Cage. Right now, those two are my top two favorite discus lariats. I love when those two do a discus lariat. Brian Cage I prefer more than Otis because Brian Cage puts a little extra stank on it. So, very nice discus lariat, tag to Gable, double crossbody assisted move by the Alpha Academy. That got a 2. Anderson and Otis were taken out. We had a moonsault by Gable miss. Magic Killer connects and the OC win. All of a sudden, the Bloodline attacked the OC, hit a 1D on Anderson and a 1D on Gallows. Adam Pearce and various WWE officials came out to stop the chaos. Now, I mentioned this on Twitter. I can honestly see the OC being the next challengers for the Usos at some point in between the Rumble and WrestleMania. And I have no problem with that because they're going to need some new teams to fight before we inevitably get to the match with Sami and Owens versus the Usos. And Sami and Owens inevitably win the Undisputed Tag Team titles. So, coming back from commercial, Pierce demanded that the Bloodline leave the ring. Jay hyped up the Bloodline. He goes, "The Bloodline is in your city now." Jimmy said that this family right here, we run the business. Sami was saying, why does it seem like you have a problem with us? They don't seem to have a problem. They don't have a problem with the honorary Us. And you know what? I don't appreciate you rushing my dogs. You see, we're going to deliver our message. This is a small example of what will happen to Owens and Cena. Yo, Iowa, we out. Jimmy, hit him with it. And Jimmy goes, "We the 2s and we the 1s." Just like everyone else in the IWC is the 2s and DJ Storms is the 1. We the 2s and we the 1s, says Jimmy Uso. They the 2s and we the 1s. Crowd was chanting Usi. They walked out with the 1s to the sky before AJ Styles came out of nowhere and attacked Sami Zayn. And Adam Pearce made it official later on in the show. It was Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. I like it. I like it a lot. Byron Saxton. He had a nice sit-down interview with Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. So, Bliss, she talked about the history between her and Bray Wyatt and how he left her and she became a shell of her former self. She has nothing to lose and everything to gain. Bianca then said she thinks that she ain't telling the truth. So Bliss reminded Bianca that she was winning titles before Bianca even walked in the door. Bianca said, "You think you could do it? Then come and do it." All of a sudden, Bray Wyatt's logo flashed on the screen, and Alexa Bliss took a glass vase and smashed it over Bianca's head. So it looks like they're building towards the inevitable turn of Alexa Bliss, which it's pretty much all but confirmed. Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair is fighting. They're fighting for the Raw Women's Championship in 2 weeks on the January 2nd episode. So they're looking to start the new year off on a strong foot. Now, the promo, the back and forth between the two was actually very good. It was very solid. And there was no supernatural elements, minus the logo appearing. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen going forward, but if you're asking me, if Alexa's going to be aligned with Bray Wyatt, it better be a legit faction. It can't just be Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss and that's it. We need a legit faction. We need the Wyatt Six to be a faction, not Bray Wyatt being a schizophrenic. We need the Wyatt Six to be Wyatt, Alexa, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Brother Bo. Bring back Eric Redbeard, and then bring in Vincent and Dutch of the Righteous. That's the Wyatt Six. Simple. That's the Wyatt Six. If it's not a legit faction, I don't know why we're pairing Alexa Bliss back with Bray Wyatt. Why can't Alexa Bliss just do her own fucking thing? Stupid. She's going to ruin Bray Wyatt. She will. Dexter Lumis versus The Miz. Winner-take-all ladder match. This was for both wads of money. And this was not bad. It was a little tame for a ladder match, but then again, it is The Miz. But it wasn't terrible. We did get a couple of decent spots here and there. So Miz was sent into a ladder early on. Loomis whipped The Miz with the ladder. Miz was sent into a ladder face first. Loomis then propped up the ladder in between the ropes and delivered a very nice looking superplex to The Miz while standing on a ladder. Loomis then drop kicked the ladder right into Miz's testicles. So Miz got the edge of the ladder, the top of the ladder. It fell to the side. And The Miz, he got the ladder drop kicked right into his cock. So The Miz, he got his balls caved in. Loomis then went for another ladder. Loomis went for the money, but Miz ran up the ladder. They both fought up top, back and forth. The ladder tipped over, and they both bounced off the rope. Coming back from commercial, Loomis and The Miz brawled up top the ladder again. The Miz was knocked down. The Miz then knocked the ladder over. The Miz went up. Loomis took him down. The Miz delivered a neckbreaker to Loomis on the apron. The Miz went for a big ladder, bashed Loomis with it, and then started throwing any type of debris that he could throw on Loomis. Ladders and chairs and announce table seats. Miz then brought in a table. He teased the table, and then he put it back because he's a fucking heel. Miz then attacked Gargano and sent Gargano over the barricade. Loomis then was able to get out of the table rubble. He delivered a Uranagi to The Miz on the ladder and the announce table covering. He put The Miz on the announce table. He climbed the ladder. He went for a diving leg drop off the ladder through the table, but The Miz moved, and Loomis crashed and burned through the table. Miz then climbed into the ring. He climbed up the ladder. All of a sudden, after The Miz was shoved down, Loomis was going for the money. Out of nowhere, Bronson Reed came in and attacked Loomis and then delivered the beautiful tsunami splash, and Bronson then assisted The Miz. Miz went up the ladder, and Miz unhooked the money. Now, a couple things. Bronson Reed is back. I absolutely love it. 2, I don't know why exactly he helped The Miz. Kind of seemed a little stupid from my end, but I have a feeling that they brought him in specifically because of the fact that Ciampa was injured. This is nothing more than a void to fill in for Tommaso Ciampa before Tommaso Ciampa can come back. Now, Loomis was not pinned, so he was protected. The Miz gets the win here. I'm not really all too mad about it. It just kind of seems stupid that you would have Bronson Reed and his first appearance, and he's aligned with the fucking Miz. Kind of seems weird, but match wasn't bad, and I could not be more happier for Bronson Reed. And now that Bronson Reed's on Monday Night Raw has a lot of promising young talent. Theory, Reed, Gargano, plenty of other talent. Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor is doing fantastic. Rhea Ripley. Kira Tozawa's getting a decent little showcase. Gable, the OC. Can't really complain. So Bronson Reed is back. I like it. I'll tell you what else I liked. AJ Styles and Sami Zayn. These two are fantastic at what they do. AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, they put on a very good match. Very good match as per usual. Styles got caught with an elbow by Sami Zayn off the middle rope. Styles with the phenomenal blitz, stinger splash, and a suplex neckbreaker. Moonsault DDT off the apron by Styles. Sami shook the ropes as Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, and Styles fell to the floor. Coming back from commercial, Styles with a torture rack bomb. Love that move by AJ Styles. That got a 2. Big boot and a brain buster for a 2. Back and forth counters by both men. Pele kick by Styles. Zayn with an exploder into the corner. Styles locked in a calf crusher. Zayn got to the ropes. Solo Sikoa then came through the crowd. Styles went after Solo. The referee was distracted. Solo with a Samoan spike, and Sami Zayn delivered a beautiful Blue Thunder bomb, and Sami Zayn won. He beat AJ Styles. Sami Zayn continues to gain momentum. The honorary Oos. He's feeling oosy, riding a wave of momentum into that tag team match with Roman Reigns. It's going to be good. Seth Rollins had his homecoming in Iowa. He welcomed everyone to Monday Night Rollins, and he mentioned the bloodline. He says, listen, Monday Night Raw doesn't belong to Roman Reigns. No. Mondays belong to the Visionary. They belong to the Revolutionary. They belong to Seth freaking Rollins. All of a sudden, Austin Theory came out. Rollins asked the crowd if Theory sucks. Crowd chanted that he sucks. Theory then says, this was the title of Raw, right? That can only mean one thing, that the champ is here. The Austin Theory era is forever, and this is just the beginning. You'll have to pass the torch to me, or I'm going to take it from your cold, legendary fingers. Theory then called Rollins lucky throughout his entire career. Rollins asked why Theory was so angry. Crowd chanted, you suck, at Austin Theory. Rollins then stated, you've grown up. You're the United States champion. The problem is, there is only one thing that means more than that. You will never be me. You are not on my level. So Rollins sat back as the crowd sang his theme song. Theory then says, I see right through you. How many times have you been given the ball and you fumbled it? You've already seen the mountaintop, and I'm coming for Everest. And maybe after I beat you, you'll come to the realization that you're the third most successful member of the Shield. Ooh, I like that. Rollins then got intense and he says, I've been to the mountaintop. No, I am the damn mountaintop. I am Everest. So let's see what kind of man you are. Loved the intensity. The back and forth between these two was great. All of a sudden, the Usos showed up. Theory then walked out as the Usos attacked Rollins. Rollins tried to fight back, but the Usos swarmed him. Kevin Owens then came out. We got a huge brawl. Rollins took the mic and he says, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Owens says, me and Rollins against the two of you right here tonight. And Pierce made it official. It's a great segment. Rollins in Theory, it was very nice. Then the Usos came out because, again, Rollins mentioned the bloodline. So Rollins and Owens, they get their tag team match later in the night against the Usos. I like it. Got no issue. Becky Lynch versus Bayley. We had a very good women's match on Monday Night Raw. And the women were not in the main event. That was one of the things that was the down point of the show. They were shoving the women's division down everyone's throats. Bayley was in control coming back from commercial. Becky and Bayley traded blows. We had a springboard back kick and a Beck exploder on Bayley by Becky. Springboard leg drop out of the corner for a 2 by Becky. Back suplex by Bayley for a 2. Becky and Bayley traded some counters back and forth. Bayley with a Bayley to belly. Becky with diamond dust. Little flipping cutter. Then she delivered a baseball slide on Bayley. Damage control were then ejected by the ref. The ref was too busy ejecting damage control. He had his eyes on damage control. Becky was then blasted in the back of the head with a TV monitor by Bayley. And then Bayley delivered the rose plant and she beat Becky Lynch. 1, 2, 3. Yes, Bayley won a big match. I don't know. This must be the fucking Twilight Zone. Bayley, after so many months of losing big match after big match after big match, Bayley finally wins a big match against Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. Who would have thought that? Would have thought. Very good. I like it. Bayley is now winning matches again. But here's my question. Is it too little too late? Is it too little too late for Bayley and damage control? I honestly don't know if anything's going to help him. They have really plunged damage control into the ground. I'm not really sure if this is really going to do much. I mean, it's a decent start, but I mean, unless Bayley is going to go into WrestleMania and win the championship, which I know she's not. I don't really know what's going to save Bayley and Damage Control. It would honestly be best if Damage Control and Bayley split. Really. But Bayley wins a big match. Very good match. And Becky put Bayley over. Good. Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Had a very fun tag team match. Typical stuff that you would expect from these two. Gallows and Anderson actually made their presence known because they had beef with Solo, so they took out Solo. Jey Uso then came in with a diving suicida on the OC. Rollins then with a tope con hero on the bloodline, and he delivered a stomp to Jey on the floor. Theory then came out of the crowd and blasted Rollins with the title behind his back. Owens then delivered a super kick and a pop-up powerbomb, and Owens gets the win. Sami Zayn then got into the ring, and him and Owens had a very intense stare down. Keep your eye on that. I'm telling you, it's just layer after layer after layer being added to the story. It's going to be great. Raw, very good show. Raw is finally starting to feel like Monday Night Raw again. So hopefully the streak continues, and hopefully we continue to go into the new year with some solid Monday Night Raws underneath our belt. Hope you guys are having a good time. We got one more show to go over, and then we're going to get on out of here. Dynamite. Holiday Bash. Tony Khan has gotten himself a nice hot streak going. Nice solid hot streak. This was a great show. Specifically with two championship matches being the Trios Championship match, the Best of 7 series continuing, and we got ourselves one hell of a women's championship match. And this is what I love about AEW and women's wrestling. Women's wrestling with AEW, it's not where it needs to be. It's not. Do not get me wrong. It is certainly not where it needs to be, and it certainly could be a hell of a lot better than it is. A little bit more stories would be great. But the in-ring action itself is great. And when they're in the main event, you fucking know that they fucking deserve to be in the main event. You know that they fucking deserve to be in the main event. It's not bullshit. It's not bullshit at all. And they fucking deserve to be in the main event here. This was great. So we had Ricky Starks. The Revolution is televised. Ricky Starks. He came on in. He came on into Holiday Bash. And Ricky Starks, he kicked off the show, took the mic. He said, it'd be really nice to be standing here as AEW champion, but at least I lost as a man, while Max won like a coward, which is true. Max, there will be a next time between you and me. Look at me. This is just the start. Line him up, and Stroke Daddy is going to knock him down. I'm absolute Ricky Starks. All of a sudden, Chris Jericho came out with the JAS, specifically Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. Chris Jericho said, I've been watching you for a long time. You came this close, and you are $1 million talent. You will be world champion someday, but you're not ready yet. After talking things over with Danny and Sammy, we think you have everything it takes. All you need is a little Chris Jericho. Crowd was chanting, Sammy sucks. And he didn't even do anything. He was just standing there. He didn't even have a fucking microphone. Crowd was chanting, Sammy sucks. Great. So from there, he says, we want you to join the JAS. So Starks goes, oh, the great Chris Jericho gave me a compliment, but now it's my turn. I think you constantly evolve, and I like that. You were built like an air fryer, and now you're shredded, dressed like a single father on his 5th divorce. But hell no, I don't want to join the JAS. The J in JAS might as well stand for jobbers. Neither of you have done anything. What has Chris done for you? Oh, Danny, you lost your title. And Sammy, I couldn't care less about you. So we had Ricky Starks saying, all right, how about January 4th? It's you, Chris Jericho, and me. Absolute Ricky Starks. All of a sudden, Jake Hager out of nowhere attacked Starks, still wearing the purple hat. We get a mugging before Action Andretti came out, and he helped Ricky Starks. They cleaned house, cleared the ring. After that, we had the Elite and the Death Triangle match 5. But before we get to that, great follow-up with Ricky Starks, great follow-up with Action Andretti, and now we got Jericho and Ricky Starks. Man, that's a feud I didn't think that I needed. And you know what? I think that's a great way to keep the momentum for Starks going. And if anything, I am absolutely having Starks beat Jericho and then go on to Revolution to win the ladder match and then take the TNT title from Joe. That's how I'm doing this. No questions asked. Trios match 5 of the AEW World Trios Championship, best of 7 series, Death Triangle versus the Elite, no DQ match. This was fantastic. Fantastic from start to finish. Excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. Everyone started going after everyone. Action everywhere. Penta then with a trash can to Omega's head. Coast to coast with the trash can right to Omega's nuts. So Omega's nuts and the Miz's nuts were both shattered. Nick Jackson with a moonsault onto Rey Fenix. Penta with a sling blade on the floor. Coming back from commercial, we had one of the artificial Christmas trees in the ring. So Kenny, Nick, and Matt all got whipped into the Christmas tree. Nick accidentally super kicked a chair. Omega threw a trash can at Pac. Matt with a moonsault onto the Lucha Bros. Moonsault by Omega with the trash can onto Pac for a 2. Omega then brought out barbed wire broom. He hit Phoenix with it. Twice, by the way, and it actually got stuck in Phoenix's tights. So then Pac and Penta were placed on the tables. Outside, we had an elbow by Matt and a swanton by Nick. Both of them went through the tables. Tiger Driver 98 onto the barbed wire broom. Phoenix then kicked out. BTE trigger reversed. V-trigger on Phoenix. Rolled through by Phoenix, but Omega just kicked out. Phoenix then tried to use the hammer again, but Omega kicked out. Brutalizer with the tinsel by Pac. We had triple submissions before Matt Jackson saved it. The Young Bucks then took out Pac and Penta. We had the Indie Taker on the chair and the Elite with the win. And it is now 3-2. 3-2. And the Elite, they are slowly trying to make that comeback. And I do believe it's going to go to a match 7. And we're going to get the Elite versus the Death Triangle in that Escalera de la Muerte. And my God, is it going to be a fucking banger. So from there, the Death Triangle then attacked the Elite and busted them open with the hammers. Obviously, that is leading towards their match next week. And the Death Triangle seems to be going rogue. They seem to be going heel. MJF, he cut a promo in the back on Bryan. This was directly after his win over Ricky Starks last week. And he called Bryan a gutless coward. And he goes, when it comes to the reign of terror, this was great. When it comes to the reign of terror, you will eat less than you desire and more than you deserve. And MJF, is he fucking good or is he fucking good? I'll give you a little spoiler. He's fucking great. He is great. So from there, in the back, Chris Jericho and 2.0, they ambushed Action Andretti. Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. I'll tell you what makes his nipples hard. When Chris Jericho throws fireballs in people's faces. Chris Jericho threw a fireball in Action Andretti's face. Why? Because he's a fucking wizard. He's a wizard. So, from there, Renee Paquette. She interviewed Brian. Renee Paquette, man, my God. Moxley is one lucky motherfucker. He is. Renee Paquette. She interviewed Brian Danielson. He said, I don't expect the BCC to forgive William Regal because he's done terrible things. He then talked about having his first match in San Antonio. I almost said Tina San Antonio. She's actually an ISPW wrestler. She's actually teaming up with Bull James to fight Alpha Jr. and Vicious Vicky at ISPW Winter Warfare in West Milford, New Jersey on January 20th, Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Cheap plug there for ISPW. But he wrestled in San Antonio, how he was trained by Rudy Boy Gonzalez and Shawn Michaels. Regal made him into the person he is today. He talked about crying when Regal was in the hospital, and he talked about how he loved having Regal in AEW. There are always consequences for your actions. Max, don't think I haven't listened to every word you've said. You called me a coward. MJF, get your ass out here right now. Ethan Page then came out. Page then talked about making it to the finals, and if he faced MJF last week, he'd be standing there with the world title. But Vegetable Man thinks he can jump the line. Brian then said, listen, I don't know what it is, whether it's the people telling you to shut up or whether it's the glare from Stokely Hathaway's head. So Stokely then called Brian a raggedy bitch. The crowd was chanting, shut the fuck up at Ethan Page, which was great. The heat that he was getting was amazing. All of a sudden, Page then said, listen, it's not because of your way of living. It's because if you try to get involved with the world title and you try and jump the line, I'm going to turn you into a vegetable. So Brian challenged Page to do it tonight. Page said, nah, we'll do it next week. Simple, effective, impactful. More Ethan Page, please. Ethan Page is fucking awesome. More Ethan Page on TV would be nice, please. Please. Hook! He took on Exodus Prime. Typical squash match for Hook. Hook wins with the red rum. All of a sudden, up on the TV screen, Stokely Hathaway was shown talking to Hook as Lee Moriarty and Big Bill were attacking Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Big Bill then chokeslammed Jungle Boy into a dumpster, which looked great. And I actually think that this feud is actually a nice, perfect little feud in the interim to get these guys through until, I'd say, beach break maybe. I got no issue with it. I think this is a nice, solid interim feud to go forth with. And Jungle Boy and Hook, hey, top two rising stars being paired together. Can't really go wrong with Hook and Jungle Boy. It's like the dream team. Unlikely pairing. Moxley. He took on Darius Martin. John Moxley and Darius Martin. They had a decent little match right here. Moxley was toying with Darius Martin. Suplex on the concrete floor. Darius with a tope suicida. Moxley then with a big forearm strike. Moxley then with an X-plex. Darius was getting chopped in the chest. Moxley with a superplex and hammer and anvil elbows. Darius tried to fight back with some chops, some forearms. Darius was then being targeted by Moxley, specifically the repaired surgical knee. That was being targeted by Moxley. Darius then with a modified Pele kick. Darius then mounted a comeback, slingshot, flatliner for a 2. Diving crossbody, but Moxley rolled through into stomps. Hammer and anvil elbows, bulldog choke, and then finally with a death rider. And Moxley gets the win. Now, I want you guys to really pay attention here. Now, the match was decent. The match was always going to be a decent little match, but the main story here was Moxley's mannerisms, the way that he was carrying himself, the way that he was moving. I don't know if you noticed it, but I got real heel vibes from Moxley. Everything about Moxley in this match screamed heel. I liked it. And you know what? I honestly believe that we could be looking at potentially a heel run of a lifetime. If 2022 was the babyface year of Jon Moxley, 2023, I'm telling you, with Hangman coming back and everything going on, with Moxley being betrayed by Regal, it's just going to cause him to snap. Moxley could very well be in for a monster, and I mean a fucking monster heel run. Can you imagine Moxley and Jungle Boy, Moxley and Darby, Moxley, Ricky Starks? Holy shit. Got a lot of good fucking material there. Really. Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs had another video package talking about being robbed, beaten, stabbed, and how they created the monster. And it's time that I spill everyone's blood in the next chapter in the book of Hobbs. I'm liking the book of Hobbs. I like that shit. So we'll see where that goes. Maybe he's a potential challenger for Samoa Joe. Who knows? Maybe he goes after Orange Cassidy. Maybe he goes for the All-Atlantic Championship. The Guns. Gun Club. Gun Club and FTR. Pretty solid tag team match right here. Even after being beaten and bruised, FTR still manages to bring the Guns to a very good match. Not to say that the Guns are bad, but when you think of Guns, you don't really think of tag team wrestling technicians, but they're getting there. They're getting there. Dax was selling the injuries from the double dog collar match. Cash took over control. The Guns were sent to the floor. Things broke down pretty early. Coming back from commercial, Dax then got the hot tag. He lit up Austin and Colton. Clothesline and a chop in the corner. Lariat on Colton. Cash with a tope suicida on Colton. Cash then was sent into the barricade. Dax was then sent into the steps. Austin was then turned. He tuned up the band. He tried to lock in a sharpshooter. He got it. Cash saved it. Colton was then sent to the floor. Dax accidentally cross-bodied the barricade. Or excuse me, Cash did. Cash accidentally cross-bodied the barricade, and then Dax sold his injured hip. Austin rolled him up, and he held his brother Colton for the assist, and the Guns get a major win over FTR, and I'm going to tell you, I don't mind this whatsoever, because in the end, we will inevitably see the Guns potentially fight the Acclaimed at AEW Revolution. So I don't got an issue with that. Rick Ross. He was out there and he moderated the face-to-face meeting with Swerve and Lee. And this, if I was to pick a down point of the show, this was definitely a down point of the show. He played his role fine, but I mean, I don't know what it was. It seems as though he almost kind of deflated the crowd. I don't know what it was, because he was great in a segment a couple weeks ago, but Rick Ross, he didn't hit like he usually did in the prior segment that he had with Swerve and Lee. But Rick Ross, he was out there. He moderated this face-off. He called Lee a big motherfucker, and that was not bleeped out. Swerve didn't come out initially, and then he came out with no music, and he says, listen, I wasn't aware that we were doing things on Keith Lee's time. Swerve is going to start doing things his way. Me and you, we should own everything. We should own everything. But I can't deal with all the accusations. Rick Ross then said, most definitely not false accusations. I think I may start using that shit in my everyday life. I'm going to start just going, accusations. False accusations. I don't know. Swerve then said, you got to keep eyes in the back of your head. Now, I actually thought that Rick Ross was going to attack Keith Lee. Rick Ross didn't lay a finger on Lee. Instead, Parker Boudreaux attacked Keith Lee. Lee tried to fight off Boudreaux. He then went after Swerve, but Swerve backed up on the ramp. Swerve then smiled as an unknown affiliate attacked Lee. I don't know who this was. Boudreaux then with a chair shot to the back. Lee then crumbled. They took apart the ring steps. They placed Keith Lee on the ring steps, and this was easily the best part of the segment. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do with Rick Ross, but Swerve went up to the top, delivered a diving foot stomp with a cinder block, crushing it into Keith Lee's chest. So, first off, I like this faction. I think Swerve is going to do a fantastic job leading the faction, and it makes him feel more important above all else. Makes him feel more important. Holy shit. Holy shit. This is unbelievable. What the fuck's going on over here? What the fuck happened over here? I got Earl Cole screaming at the same fucking time as me. And I need to reset everything so I can finish out here. Holy shit. Holy shit. The rain pretty much said, fuck you, DJ Storms. And the whole power went out. Unbelievable. Holy shit. What the fuck was that? Unbelievable. The whole fucking power just went out to the house that I'm in. Leave it to the fucking rain to fuck everything up. Unbelievable. Where were we? Where were we? There we go. There we go. My apologies. My apologies. The power fucking went out. Power fucking went out because Mother Nature does not want me to have a smooth stream on a Thursday. Where was I? Rick Ross, Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland. Swerve is absolutely the correct man to lead this faction. I don't know what they're calling themselves. I think it's the Mongol affiliates. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if that was in a group that Swerve had on the independent scene. Not sure what's going on there, but needless to say, it should be a pretty decent faction going forward. But, man, did they get off on the wrong foot? The crowd did not do them any favors whatsoever. Really. But I'd like to apologize about the technical difficulties. I don't know what the fuck happened. Hopefully we can finish this out. We're going to finish this out with the AEW Women's World Championship match, and then we're going to get on out of here. I apologize. I apologize. I don't know what the fuck happened. It never fucking happens to me. Never fucking happens. I swear to God. I swear to God. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. But regardless, let us finish out. Let's talk about what was a fantastic main event. Fantastic main event with Hikaru Shida and Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World Championship. Only on DJ Storm's channel do I lose fucking power to the whole fucking house. Everything went out. My fucking Roku went out. I may as well leave it because I'm about to wrap up in a little bit. Unbelievable. Everything fucking went out. Everything fucking went out. That's something that I guess you can give me shit about going forward. But the main event with the women, this was a fantastic match. And Jamie Hayter's AEW Women's World Championship reign could not have started off on any better of a note. And it's crazy. Who the fuck knew Jamie Hayter had this in her? Who the fuck knew that Jamie Hayter would give us two of the best AEW Women's World Championship matches back to back? Who knew? But these women were hitting each other hard very, very early. Shida suplexed Hayter into the corner. Shida then, with a big rising knee. Hayter was in control coming back from commercial. Hayter with a snap suplex for a 2. Double lariat by both women. Shida then with some forearm strikes. Some nice drop kicks, 10 punches in the corner. We had Shida coming back from a second commercial. Shida got a running knee after Hayter missed the moonsault. That got a 2. Hayter then with an Ushi-Goroshi and a sliding lariat. Shida kicked out again. Backbreaker by Hayter for a 2. Shida with a V-trigger. Question mark kick. Axe kick. German suplex. Shida then took out Baker with an enziguri and then delivered a kendo stick shot to Baker. So Baker got taken out of the equation. All of a sudden, Hayter with a deadlift powerbomb. Shida just kicked out. Big clothesline from hell. Shida kicked out again. Hayter then with the ripcord lariat, which she is calling the Hayter Raid. And Hayter gets the win, retains the title, rightfully so, in a fantastic fucking match. A match that absolutely deserved the spot in the main event. Baker and company then attacked. They attacked Hikaru Shida before Toni Storm came out to make the save. Hayter then hit Storm with the belt before Saraya came charging down to the ring. and Saraya saved Toni Storm and Shida. Saraya stood tall in the end, obviously building more and more going into the inevitable tag team match that's going to take place in the Forum. Should be good. Should be good. Cannot wait to see what goes down. And we are looking down the barrel of quite the fucking year for AEW to start off. I'm liking what they're doing. This was a fantastic show, minus the Rick Ross segment. And everything ran pretty smoothly. Unlike what happened a few minutes ago where the entire fucking house lost power. The entire fucking house lost power. Stupid. Stupid fucking mother. You gotta give me a rainstorm now. By the way, it's gonna be 56 degrees tomorrow in December. We're coming into fucking Christmas and it's gonna be 56 degrees in fucking New Jersey. I would understand if it was down in fucking Georgia with the Hicks, but I mean, New Jersey? Swear to God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, but that wraps up this edition of the Lightning Flash Update. Even with the technical difficulties, I still pull in something great. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to Hula Grim, Dee, Peanuts, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description. Lightning Flash Update is back on its normally scheduled time next Saturday, December 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be doing a top 10 matches of 2022 list. Once again, you guys have been fantastic. You guys made this one of the best years for DJ Storms. Until next time, I am DJ Storms. This has been the Lightning Flash Update. But before we get out of here, let me ask you something. Who runs the IWC? Who runs it? I will tell ya who, but DJ motherfucking Storms. Don't you forget it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and to all a good